Hello, Klaus here. In today's video we'll have a chat about the new Blackmagic RAW format which were just announced at IBC. So first off, on the Blackmagic homepage there will be some clips you can try out, and let's do that. So I've already downloaded them, so let's go to the computer and try them out. Okay, so here in DaVinci Resolve we have the available clips you can find on the Blackmagic webpage. And first off, I'll just be here in the color tab, and I want to try to mess around with the different settings here. So I'll put this to clip in the, no, let's take it to the default one actually. So this is now, it will just take all the grade of the clip here, and we can't do anything, so we have to change these settings as well. We have to go to, let's go to clip. So here we are, and let's we can then go and change this as it was shot, or different color specs as well. It's pretty similar to the CinemaDNG RAW, and this is shot at ISO 800. And okay, let's try to play around with this clip. Okay, and you can, I'll just change a bit of the color temperature here, and the tint. It's, you can actually change a lot around here. I'll just reset all of these back to the original ones. Let's say we want this to be 4500 color temperature instead, and then let's put the tint to 29, and then let's play around with the exposure here and the saturation. Okay, a little too much. I mean, you can really push the footage pretty well, I think. Okay, let's see what we can do with the contrast here. So again, this is just me playing around with the Blackmagic RAW clips. Okay, that was a bit too much. Okay, it feels pretty flexible, I think. Okay. Okay. So you can really do something with the footage, I feel. It's let's go to the color tab here, into the color wheels, and let's just see what we can do about that. Okay, it is it feels, so you see we didn't do so much about this, so let's just try to take the second clip I have here. Let's go to the raw settings, and let's go to full res, and let's put it to the Blackmagic flat look. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Yeah, it's okay, and then of course you can update these the metadata all the time, and it will, so actually you can see here you have the, as it is from the download page, and this is when you take away the look which is baked in, I guess. Okay, so let's just go to the color tab, and then let's just take the lift down a bit. Let's go up with the gain, and then the gamma as well. Just trying to balance the photo actually of the picture. And then let's just give it a bit of contrast here, some saturation. And let's go to the second tab here, and then let's give it a bit of color boost. And some temperature, a little too much, I think. Something like that. Okay, so let's try to qualify her skin. And I'm just doing this super fast actually, so it's just for me to play around with this a bit. I'll try to see if I can key the skin tone a bit better. Okay, let's do the saturation here. Some with the high and a little with the soft. And yeah. Okay, and let's just clean the blacks a bit here, and let's clean the whites, and let's just a little bit more, and let's denoise it a bit. So let's take her off here. Okay, and then let's try to in the gamma push the colors towards the red, give it a bit of lift it a bit, and then in the gain push it towards the red. That is too much. Okay, and then let's go back to the gamma and drag that down a bit. Again, this is just super quick playing with the clips from the Blackmagic homepage, but you can see here when I toggle on and off how much we actually did with it already by doing nearly nothing. It's way too saturated, I do believe, but that we can do something about, of course. Let's just reset that node, and let's just go to the curves here and make a node on her skin and just lift that up a bit. I think that will be more accurate. Something like that. Off, on. Just a little subtle thing, but a little down, I think. Well, that was too much. So, but it feels pretty flexible actually to work with. So let's just again go to the color wheels here and just go through the edit here, and then let's see before and after actually. And it didn't take me very long to do, and it looks okay, I guess. So let's take the last clip as well here. It's a kind of a dark situation, I think, but okay, so let's first off try this out. Let's go to the raw settings. Let's go to the default. No, let's go to clip instead, and then let's go full res, and then we have as it's shot, but I think it should be, maybe it's daylight outside, and then we have the temperatures and everything we can move around here. So let's just change this to the default setting again. Okay, and then let's just try to work with it manually without using the raw data in the same way. Okay, let's go to the color, and okay, so let's just go and use the lift a bit here. Put down the lift a bit, up the gain, and let's up the gain. And then make a new node, and then just let's try to use the LUT. Let's see if we have a great LUT we want to use. Okay, so let's just try this LUT out here. Take away the LUT browser, and then just let's see what we can do. I'll go to the first node and make all the corrections. So the correction will be applied before the LUT. Okay. And again, I'm just giving a bit of color boost, giving it some saturation, not doing very much with this at all, just to check out how the footage actually would react to the way or what I'm doing. And yeah. So it seems like Blackmagic have done it again with yet a great addition to all filmmakers. So one thing is to work with a format which is done by a studio, but I'm very curious in figuring out how it would be working with the RAW format on, for instance, cheap SD cards. So why don't we just go outside and figure out how that will be? So I'll bring out Ursa and I will shoot on some SanDisk Extreme 50, I'll shoot on the SanDisk Extreme 90 megabits per second, and also I will shoot on the CFAST card. So let's go out. Okay, so now I am out here testing out the Blackmagic RAW functions of the camera, and I just have my GH4 on top of the Ursa Mini 4.6K, and let's just try it out. It's really windy, by the way, so hopefully the sound will be just fine. And there's like a road just behind me, but there's literally nothing happening out here where I live, so that's all I can do. So let's just start out by checking some of the RAW out. Let's test out the 4.6K in 12:1. Okay, we'll just do, actually on 120 gig card you'll be able to have like 57 minutes of RAW 12:1, and that is on the that is on a CFAST 2.0 card though. So okay, let's just quickly try to shoot the same resolution but shift it to an SD card and see how many frames will actually drop in 12:1 4.6 RAW. And it isn't dropping any frames. Amazing. And you can shoot like 28 minutes on a 64 gig card. That's amazing. Let's 4.6K and let's just 8:1. Okay, and we'll just go out of the menu here and we'll shoot, let's shoot some RAW 8:1 in 4.6K. I am really looking forward to seeing how this is going to be out close. Actually, it's not too bad of a oh, I'm out of focus. Actually, I think I am more or less out of focus all the time. There we are, back in focus. Lovely. I am a manual focus guy, so okay, and let's just try to do the exact same thing. I'll just shift the card again, going back to the SD card here, and then let's shoot the exact same thing. 4.6K in RAW on a 64 gig card, and on a 64 gig card you can have around 19 minutes of RAW data, and as well as I can see, it isn't dropping any frames or anything. It looks pretty good actually. So I'll just stop that for now, and let's just shift resolution a bit, going for 5:1 in, and I'm also in the constant bit rate now. I could actually go to quality and then keep it on Q0 or Q5, but I'll be on constant bit rate. I think that will be just fine. Okay, people are here crazy out here, man. Okay, 5:1 going on the CFAST card. Here we go. Let's just take a bit of that, and you can have like 24 minutes on the CFAST card with 120 gig on RAW 4.6K RAW on a card, 24 minutes on a 128 gig card. And again, that of course that wouldn't drop any frames. So let's go to the SD card, do the same thing, and again you can have around 11 minutes of raw data on a card here, and to me it doesn't look like I am losing any frames here. Really pretty solid, I think. Well, that's nice to know, and it's pretty good. I think that it looks solid though. So let's go back to the menu here, and let's shift back to the CFAST card here, and let's go 3:1 with a constant bit rate. Of course, it would be absolutely no problem for the card here to do that at all. Of course, it's a CFAST card. It's supposed to be able to do this, so it'll be just fine. I'll just stop that for a while. I'll go back to the SD card here. I'll do the exact same thing, 3:1, and even though I can now only record like around 7 minutes on a 64 gigabyte card, okay, here it started dropping frames. Okay, got it. So that was the absolute limit. I think it will be safe if it like from 12:1, 8:1 on these cheap cards will be just fine. So let's try some other resolutions. That was 4.6K. Let's go all the way down to UHD, and let's go to 12.1, and of course that will work just fine. I'll shoot that on the CFAST card. Let's just do a little sample here. Maybe I can start to do some pans or something, because the material are looking pretty boring by now, so let's do a little bit of a pan and some pan here. Okay, great. Let's go to the SD card, do the same thing. Let's do some panning again. Okay, let's see here. This is really a crappy, boring location I have here, but I live a pretty boring place. This is not New York, this is Denmark, outside of the second largest capital. Oh, so nothing much is going on around here, I must say. So let's continue. Let's change that to, I mean, we can go to 4.1, 8.1 RAW on the CFAST card. And here we have action. And that was just a train passing by. Oh, and I'm on the bridge here, so that's lovely. Okay, that was super good for the CFAST card. Let's just quickly go now and do the same thing on the this SD card. I think that was fine. Now I'll just test it out on the SD cards actually, because on the CFAST card they'll work just fine. Okay, so here we are on recording on the SD card 5:1 RAW in the Blackmagic format, and we can, as you see here, we have no frames dropped whatsoever. Let's stop that. Let's go to the menu and let's change it to 3:1, and it's like, as far as I can see right now, I have no issues with that as well on this SD card. So let's go to that was actually 3:1. So let's 3:1, no problem. Okay, and then let's just quickly jump down to the HD mode. And the HD mode in RAW is unfortunately cropped, so it will crop in the sensor like quite a bit actually. Really, it will crop it in quite a bit. So let's just see if we can do in HD, and also in 2K it will do that. It will crop the sensor as well. So we can try to do, let's do 12:1. It should be absolutely no problem. Like that, it shouldn't be a problem. So now we are in, but again, if you're shooting in HD 12:1 RAW, you can have like 155 minutes on a card, and that is on a 64 gig card, by the way. That's insane. But okay, but as you see, I am on a 28mm lens, so it'll, if you need to do wide shots like this, you really need to have like a much wider angle lens. Maybe you need something like I have on the GH4 here, which is a 12mm, but I can't put that on yours. So okay, so just know that you could absolutely shoot all these formats on an SD card. So just for comparison, I want to go into the menu here, and I want to shoot like a CinemaDNG, let's say 4:1, and I want to go actually on my CFAST card, just to okay, 4:1. Let's do not a lossless, like 3:1. I think would be kind of similar to some of the settings. So here we are. Let's have a look here. So this is like CinemaDNG stuff, and actually what you can have here on a card with CinemaDNG 4.6 RAW is like 12 minutes. It's nothing, and there's no point in trying that on an SD card, because it will not be like that. Wow, that looks great. Okay, so let's just go back to the RAW one more time. And let's change the Blackmagic RAW to, let's use constant quality, and let's go to Q5 in 4.6K. And on the on a card now in that format, you can actually have like 57 minutes. And what kind of quality was I? Just constant quality. I'll be in 3:1 constant quality Q5. Let's do the Q5 first, and you can have 57 minutes on a 128 gig card. So let's shoot that, and we can then maybe compare the two shots. Actually, I think that looks good too. It's really looks good, must say. So here we have that, and then just for the sake of it, I will change that now to Q0 or QO, and let's try that out. Okay, if you go to QO, you will have around 14 minutes of raw data with the Blackmagic RAW, so that's not too much either. Okay, I think that will be just quite enough of my let's test out the Blackmagic RAW on a SD card. But let's go to the editing suite and let's have a look at how it will actually perform inside of DaVinci Resolve. So let's go. Okay, so here we are back in DaVinci Resolve, and as you see, we have here our CinemaDNG file, and let's have a look at that. Looks pretty good. Let's see how it actually runs. So as you see, for the CinemaDNG to start playback, it takes a little bit of computer power, even though I know that I am doing a screen recording as well. So here we have the Braw, and as you see, like the frames per second went up pretty fast, and then the footage itself actually began to run in the right speed as well, pretty fast. So that's good to know. So let's go to the color tab here, and let's go to the CinemaDNG here, and just let's put it to, let's go to clip, and then let's just, of course, if you see here, we have all the same options as we always have with CinemaDNG, and all the things we can change are here. There's like slightly difference between the two actually, but I'll get to that in a sec. So if I go again to the color, and let's go to the raw one, you see that the options are, again, if I go to full res and I'll go to clip, and then you see I have all my options here as well. I'll just go, no, I'll go to the clip again. So I have these options here, which are a bit different than the one on the CinemaDNG, as you can see here. They're just called different things, and they do different things, but it feels like they do the same. So let's just, first off, let's try with the Braw. I'll just tick this so it will use the video black levels, and then I'll just mess around with the exposure here, and again, let's something with the saturation, and that's of course too much, and that's too little. So the saturation works a bit different than the CinemaDNG, I feel. So and we can add the contrast, but let's take that down a bit, and the midpoint of the image. Okay, get it. And highlight roll off. Okay, let's do a little here with the highlight roll off, and if you again click it, it'll reset. So let's go to the CinemaDNG here. And of course, here we have the exposure, so we'll dial that down a bit. We'll have some highlights, dial that a bit. And then I want to do some saturation, and here the saturation works different than with the Blackmagic RAW and the color boost. And we'll just put down the shadows a bit. Okay, and then we can do something with the lift and the gain, and then the contrast. It feels a bit different actually with them, with the Blackmagic RAW. Actually, it feels like the Blackmagic RAW is faster in some way to grade. I don't know if that's true, but it feels like there's that some of the controls are
I don't know. It went to look like this pretty darn fast. So let's have a look here at the clips. So here we have the CinemaDNG file, and here we have the Braw file.
And really, I am pretty amazed on how the Blackmagic RAW works, or Braw, which I will call it now, works. It's incredible good system, but still. So this was just a test, but how would that format work if you are doing like run and gun situation? So let's do that. I did a run and gun situation, and let's see how that actually works out. So let's have a look at that now.
Okay, so this is like a run and gun situation. All the shots are done in 15 minutes. It's slider shots, it's handheld, and it's a lot of shots in no time. And then all the lights are natural and there's nothing added. So here you have the final test video in 1 second, and hope you enjoy it.
So as you have seen now, the workflow with the Braw is actually pretty darn good. And as you also saw, I did do a test where I showed it with the CinemaDNG, and it is really easy to work with, I think. It's going to be very interesting to see which of the other cameras this format will come to. For as of right now, it's only in the Ursa Mini 4.6K Pro, but it will be in the Pocket and also in the other Ursas later on, I do believe. So maybe they'll bring it out to some of the cinema cameras. I'm not quite sure about that, but we'll see. Anyway, this was just a look at Braw, or the Blackmagic RAW, which is now a new RAW standard inside of DaVinci Resolve and in the Blackmagic cameras. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, share it with your friends if you think it will help them out. And if you want to be notified every time there's a video on this channel, please hit that bell icon down in the corner. Until next time, keep filming, keep learning, and keep sharing.